It's all about me.
This is the Dan Patrick Show podcast.
There is more where that came from.
Click back for new episodes all week long. Broadcasting from the Mercedes Man Cave.
And I don't want to hear from all the chiropractors here.
This is Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the program. Final hour on this Monday. Dan and the Danettes, Dan Patrick Show. Looking ahead tomorrow, the Uncle Drew premiere in New York City. Reggie Miller, kind enough to join us on the show tomorrow with C. Webb. And then we have the premiere coming up tomorrow night. We get to walk the red carpet. Or at least we've been invited to walk the red carpet. Might be a case of Reggie walking the red carpet, and then we meet him inside. Yes, he.
Is it possible to just... Man, I'm not going to speak for the group here necessarily, but can we just avoid the Danettes, the embarrassment of, oh, are we supposed to go in here? Oh, no, we go around the back door. I'd rather not do that. I don't mind doing that in front of, like, you or, well... The last time we did it was in front of our wives, and that wasn't great, but we did.
I know.
I'd rather not do it
so
in front
bad.
of all of these guys.
I know.
I don't want to speak for the group. Maybe I'm out of line.
I would prefer that we as a group didn't walk the red carpet.
So would a lot of people. Usually
Yes.
when we go to these. Can we be told now that we're not doing it, though, like Seton said? Let's be told now there's an entrance you go through that normally...
No, why don't we just decide that we're taking it's a preemptive strike.
Oh, so we're refusing.
Yeah, we're refusing to walk the red carpet is what we're doing. You know, in reality, we don't want to walk the red carpet and then nobody says anything to us.
Let's just do the classic. We find a poster of the movie, we stand in front of it, take a team picture, and then just save ourselves the...
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. Trust
punch
me.
in the stomach.
Look, I don't want to walk the red carpet. I never do in those Sandler movies. Yeah, yes, Fritz.
Seems so right, because you was standing around, we're kind of hovering, not sure where to go, and then, then all of a sudden someone loudly says, oh, you got to go across the street to the entrance on 39th Street, or your tickets are at the loading dock.
Will calls this way. You hear very loudly. Will calls this way.
That happened the last Sandler movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
There were some tactical errors on our part in that one.
Yeah, you guys were blaming me because I somehow eluded you. They said, hey, over here, and then I went over here, and then I walked the red carpet.
Yeah, we should have taken the lead there and really walked in confidently. But a few people got out of order there, and then there was some confusion up at the top, and we should have just handled it better.
All right, so the Uncle Drew movie is tomorrow night in New York City, and there is a after party?
There is.
Okay. Is everybody going to the after? Fritzy, are you going to the movie?
Sure.
Are you going to the after party?
I think I will. I'm not going to stay out all night, but I'm planning on going to both.
Okay. All right. Sounds great.
What percentage on the Fritzy scale is I think I will? I'm setting it at 58%.
Do you think... Does he make the movie?
I think I will is pretty positive.
Now, do you think you will after party, or do you think you'll make the movie premiere?
I will definitely make the movie premiere,
Okay.
and as of now, I'm planning on going at least for a little while to the
Down to
after party.
30%.
Yeah.
As of now, I'm planning on going means 30% chance he's going.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to the after party.
We do, we got to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning for the show. That would be the thing.
Yeah, but
if it was a
everybody
Friday
does.
night, I know. I'm saying if it was a Friday night or a Saturday night, it would be a lot easier of a decision than feeling like a zombie.
Aren't you
on
guys
no
staying
sleep.
at the hotel that's right by the studio?
Yes.
Okay. So you can get up at 6:40. Correct? Here's a yes or no. Are you going to the after party?
I'm going to the after party.
Okay.
That's 75% yes.
Okay. That's good. I don't know if I am. I would say I'm like 30% with the after party. But then I care about the show. You never know it, but I care about that next day's show. Because Dale Jr. will be coming in. And I want to start doing my research. Yes, McClellan.
Can we talk outfits here? I mean, we could do it on air, off air. I just need to know what you guys are wearing, what we should wear. This is a fashionable crew, the Uncle Drew crew, the NBA crowd.
I know they're going to be styling out. Yeah, see.
So I did have I sort of forgot about it until this morning, and I had packed because we were going to be in New York for a couple of days. So I had packed last night, and then before I left, I panicked and was like, oh, I think we're doing that thing. And I just randomly grabbed clothes. I might go buy an outfit when we're in New York City.
Whoa.
Yeah, because this is way too cool of a crew to just sort of show up and like, really? That's what you're wearing?
I have not given any thought to what I'm wearing to this movie premiere. I think if we walk the red carpet, then I might be a little dressier. But if we're not, we're just ducking through a side door. Then I might go cash. Yeah, Paul.
Do you expect like Reggie and Shaq to wear suits,
Yeah.
or more casual like jeans and a cool?
Well, you know how
outfit?
Reg is a great dresser.
Yes,
Great.
but he doesn't necessarily wear a suit.
No, he doesn't. So he might be casually overdressed. Yes, McClellan.
How about Shaq? Shaq does not get very formal, I noticed, too. So I think we'll be hanging with him probably a lot tomorrow, on Tuesday.
We will?
He's in the movie.
Yeah, we're not even in the movie.
Yeah, I know. By the way, we didn't even walk on the red carpet in a movie we were in. Why are we even talking about being on the Uncle Drew red carpet?
Yeah. Ronnie, the limo driver from Howard Stern show, I think he walked the red carpet.
It was his night.
Yeah.
It was his night.
Paulie sat next to him.
Him and his girlfriend. It was a fun conversation. Ron, he's a great laugher. If Seaton ever, God forbid, something happens to Seaton, Ronnie the limo driver could fill in, no problem, be a guest laugher.
And then you could get two things with him because he could drive and laugh.
I don't
laugh.
I don't think he's a good driver, but I think he's got a good laugh there. I still think Darius Rucker's laugh, and against Seth Rogen, like those guys can make you feel really funny.
Darius is like a machine gun.
It is. It's like da, 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 da. Do you have a little clip of Darius Rucker? It's on short notice there. Fred from the Howard Stern show would have it right away. But
maybe you can poach him too.
Okay, I'll see if I can get him to come over.
Yeah, great acquisition. Fredo.
Pretty good.
That's not bad. It took me 5 seconds.
Sausage off.
Are you just barking out requests?
No. Sausage off so Darius would laugh. I was saying something that he would laugh.
You were barking out requests of clips that you wanted.
No, I'm not.
What the hell you?
Got a good laugh. It does make you feel a little funnier.
I like sometimes Bob, our open guy.
Yeah.
He almost always puts the sound of like rapid fire underneath. Darius's laugh is like,
NBC Sports Championship season continues. World's best golfers vie for the coveted Claret Jug and the chance to be crowned champion golfer of the year. The Open Championship on Golf Channel and NBC. All right, poll question and the results so far.
What kind of sports body do you want? The choices are swimming, soccer.
How do we get
football.
to these topics?
It started with soccer, and by the way, yeah, my wife's infatuation with Harry Kane
Harry
might be part of it. Okay, right now the early leader is swimmer, and then right behind that soccer. Then basketball is last. I get that because there are some like 7-footers. You don't want that body.
No, but if I would go swimmer and then boxer.
Soccer guys, we're watching the soccer guys. They're in good. They're very similar to swimmers.
They're built the same. They're kind of slender, 5'8", right? 5'8", like 152. Thank you. Yeah, Paulie.
Maybe we should go the other way. Sport that the body you wouldn't want. I mean, bowler is the 1 seed. No offense. But bowling, you can be loose.
Golfer, you can be loose.
Yep. But not lately.
Baseball, you could be loose.
Golfer is way too much of a jacked sport compared to the. Remember Craig Stadler when he was cool?
Yeah. I was watching John Daly yesterday.
Even Duffner tightened up his stuff.
Yeah. No, he did for a while.
Oh, he's back?
I think.
Love that
yeah.
guy.
I think there's more Duff in Duffner now. Yes, Fritzy.
Billiards player? Can you kind of let yourself go a little bit?
I don't know enough billiards players. There was always Minnesota Fat and Steve Miserak.
Willie Mosconi.
Yeah, those were the only guys I know. And
Wild World of Sports.
And then there was the Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
What a legend.
I feel like anybody who has a pool table, all it is something that holds clothes. Or like it always starts out as, oh, you got a pool table. And then it just sits there, and then you just put stuff on it. Yeah, Paul.
How about people buying home exercise equipment and then using it to hang clothes?
Yep.
I know a few people have that.
The number of people who probably bought home equipment, workout equipment, and then by like March, they buy it in January because you want to start the year. And then all of a sudden it gets to March, and then it just sits there. And then to try to get those things out, like it's really hard to get them to the curb for a bulk pickup, when you're trying to disassemble one of those suckers. Yes, Fritzy.
You got peeling the cobwebs off of the screen and everything. It gets really kind of disgusting.
Who owns home exercise equipment? Fritzy does.
Yeah, I have a treadmill and some free weights. Looks nice anyway.
Yeah.
People come over. Oh, he must have worked out 20 years ago.
Last time you were in there throwing some iron?
Maybe a month ago.
Okay. I have home exercise. I mean, obviously, I have home exercise equipment.
Kale processor.
Yeah. I had spinach pie the other day that I had kale instead of spinach. Yeah.
What's wrong with spinach?
Nothing. I love spinach.
What's wrong with apple pie?
A la mode.
Yeah, I don't do that. But I had kale pie instead of spinach pie, and it was great.
Kale pie.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Put some Ready Whip on it at least or something?
No. Not even cheese on there either. I'm just killing it now. Yeah. I turned in my man card a long time ago.
Can you bring some of that in?
Yeah. I'll put it over here in my
I
refrigerator.
don't want the other guys to hear me, but can you bring some of that
Yeah,
in? It sounds
because
really good.
the return of Seton O'Connor.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Shredfest 2016 is off to...
2019, maybe.
Yeah, we're catching up.
Yeah, Paul.
Do you enjoy the spinach pie, or do you enjoy that it makes you feel good and you know it's good for you? So it's more like not the actual enjoyment of the taste, but the enjoyment knowing this is the right decision for me.
Both.
But it tastes pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was great. And, like an arugula salad with some salmon on it.
That's good.
Yeah, no more Caesar salad, no chicken Caesar salad. Just do the arugula with salmon on it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Only on your cheat day.
Yeah, my cheat. Sean goes, what do you have on your cheat day?
Is this your cheat day? You're having a Caesar salad?
A glass of water?
Yeah. Yes, Fritzy. What?
That's cheat day. It's a very funny phrase. Especially if your cheat day is 7 days a week, like on my end, then you should probably sprinkle in a kale salad.
What is your your one non-cheat day? What do you?
I would probably have like a couple less slices of pizza from the entire box.
All right. So we have our poll question. Let's see. Who's coming up? Is this the guy, Sam Amick, who doesn't know how to pronounce his last name?
That's right.
The man who pronounces his own last name wrong.
We've been calling him Sam Amick for 10 years.
So does everybody.
Samick.
And then all of a sudden he came on last time and he goes, it's with an A. It's a long A. It's Sam Amick. And I went, no, it's not.
Hate to break it to you, Sam.
Yeah,
but
it's Sam. He would be just known as Samick. He would go with one name.
Right. We should call him Sam Amick. You just change the bowl.
All right. He's what, Paul?
Someone threw in surfers for the body you'd want.
It's pretty good.
Very tan.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
it's a lot of sun exposure, though.
Kelly Slater. How about who's the blonde-haired guy?
The blonde-haired surfer.
Yeah, that guy. No,
Is
Mary.
that a Marvel guy?
No, the what's his name?
Oh, Laird Hamilton.
Laird Hamilton.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah,
A jerk.
you would want to lean towards Laird.
Absolute stud.
Yeah.
He's probably like a good guy, too.
Yeah.
Like he does things for the community.
Yeah,
But then there's that guy,
Helps
Mick
people.
Fanning, who keeps running into sharks in the water.
Yeah.
Happened twice now.
yeah.
I do not like those sharks.
Yes, Fritzy.
Yeah, men's beach volleyball. That's not a bad way to go.
That's pretty good too.
You're hanging out in the sun, and I would think you have to be in pretty good shape to be running around every day on the on the sand.
So none of us want to be big, bruising, muscular guys, like walk in a room and just be able to beat up everybody? Nobody?
No.
More lovers than fighters in this room?
Yeah, I just that seemed like a whole lot of work to have muscles, and I'll never have them. I'm too tall. It's hard for somebody tall to have muscles. Although there's LeBron, and it seems like he's got muscles. But yeah, but he spends $1 million on his workout regimen. That's why I spend, I don't know, like $40, each time I go to my personal trainer or I go to spin. I think it's something like that, $40. All right, we'll take a break here. When we come back, I saw an update here. Can you guys see this? I think it was on the mothership that Kawhi Leonard now says he doesn't want to play in San Antonio. Fritzy, don't look at me like that. Start typing away, goofball. Like, is that true? That Kawhi now says after the meeting with Greg Popovich, now he doesn't want to stay in San Antonio? All right, we'll take a break here. 16 after the hour. This is the Dan Patrick Show.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who suffers from muscle cramps in your legs and feet, relief is finally here. TheraWorks Relief is a topical foam that's clinically proven to relieve muscle cramps fast. Plus, with daily use, TheraWorks Relief can even prevent muscle cramps before they start, so you can get a full night's sleep or do the activities you love without having to worry about muscle cramps. TheraWorks Relief only takes minutes to apply, absorbs quickly, and it really works. I recommend TheraWorks Relief to my family and friends, and the results, well, they speak for themselves. This is a life-changing product, and you don't even need a prescription. TheraWorks Relief is my choice for preventing and relieving muscle cramps. Try TheraWorks Relief today. Experience relief from muscle cramps for yourself. Get TheraWorks Relief in the pain relief aisle at select CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens pharmacies. Or just talk to your pharmacist. He'll put you in the right direction, or she'll put you in the right direction. Learn more at TheraWorksRelief.com. That's TheraWorksRelief.com for your muscle cramps. TheraWorksRelief.com.
So everyone knows I put on a lot of miles on my old car driving back and forth to the Dan Patrick Show. Guess what? It's time to buy a new car, and I am so glad that we work with TrueCar because they are helping out so much. If you're looking to buy a car, you're probably familiar. Terms like MSRP, I wasn't. You might even know what that stands for. I didn't. But same goes for invoice, list price, and dealer price. It's enough to confuse even experienced car buyers. All you're really looking for is a price that actually means something. Introducing True Price from TrueCar. Now you can know exactly what you'll pay for the car you want, including fees and accessories, before you even get to the dealership. TrueCar dealers will show you the true price on cars like the one you want, all from the comfort of home. And how do you know if your true price is a great price? Because TrueCar shows you what other people paid for the same car you want. And your certified dealers know this so they can set the true price competitively so they can win your business. So when you're ready to buy a new or a used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Some features not available in all states.
Sam Amick, who covers the NBA for USA Today, joining us coming up in a couple of minutes here. There were a couple of things I thought going on at the NBA draft, or at least I read into this a little bit more than I probably should have, and that is, were teams drafting players that they may eventually trade if it has something to do with Kemba Walker with Charlotte, or it has to do with Kawhi Leonard. Was San Antonio saying to a team or teams, if you get that guy, that's who we want, and include him in the package for Kawhi Leonard? Hey, we want to send Colin Sexton to Charlotte as part of the Kemba Walker deal. That's what I'm thinking when I'm watching this. Whether this happens or not, I started to wonder that it felt like there was a little more of a game plan going on. Did Philadelphia take Zaire Smith and instead of Mikal Bridges? They drafted Bridges and then they traded him. And did they take this kid, Zaire, who's extremely athletic but not ready to play now? Is he somebody who could be involved in a Kawhi Leonard deal? Yes, McLovin.
And I read they got the 2021 Heat pick, which everyone's talking as a trade chip in Philadelphia. You have to understand, Philadelphia's going berserk with ways to get LeBron and Kawhi right now. You're hearing every rumor under the sun.
Yeah.
Is this legit? Do you think the Sixers should do this? Should they even do this? Why not just stick with this young team?
Okay, but who are you giving up?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's always what it comes down to. Because when everybody wants to build this super team in Los Angeles, I say, okay, how many teams can you trade with? How many pieces do you have that you can trade? You have Brandon Ingram, Hart, Ball. Who is is Kuzma anybody untouchable? And I'm going to guess no one is when it comes to this. But how much do you give up? And is that going to be enough to get one or two of these guys?
But you haven't heard anybody giving up on Simmons or Embiid, right? That's untouchable in Philadelphia.
No. It feels like LeBron would play with Ben Simmons because he likes him. He's represented. His agency represents Ben Simmons. But it doesn't seem like you put LeBron with Lonzo Ball. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Sam Amick, USA Today NBA insider, the man who mispronounces his own last name, kind enough to join us again. Sam, good morning. How are you?
Dan, I'm doing well. Thank you, my friend. That's a one-of-a-kind introduction. I appreciate it.
I'm going to get you to change it back to Amick. I am. I'm going to get you. You just go with one name. You're a soccer player or a musician. You're Samick. You're Samick. Yeah, you're Samick.
Hey, Samick. That was an old college nickname, so that's okay. We can do Samick. You have my green light on that, Dan.
All right. So Samick is joining us here. All right, where do you want to start? Let's start with what reality is right now with building a super team in Los Angeles. What is the reality of that?
It seems murky. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But I thought by this point, leading up to July 1, that we would have more clarity than we do in terms of some of these chess pieces and where they might be landing. We don't have clarity. I had written something the other day about how George, and listen, free agency is crazy, so things change. I mean, going into it, a lot of optimism on the Oklahoma City side that he could be returning. I think more interestingly is pessimism from the LeBron James camp that he might be headed to L.A., and that was obviously a guy that we've been talking about for a long time to join LeBron. The Kawhi Leonard stuff is messy. The Spurs seem to have no interest whatsoever in cooperating with the Lakers, let alone trading him at all. We don't know what's going to happen there. And then Chris Paul, a lot of signs pointing to him, and most every sign pointing to him staying in Houston. So just not sure who LeBron's going to get help from if he's coming.
Could you see LeBron going to Los Angeles without Kawhi Leonard and or Paul George?
Part of me says, yeah. I'm actually, I enjoy free agency every year, but this one in particular, I'm kind of dying to know exactly what LeBron is thinking. And in that scenario, I've pondered recently, and I think I could see it. The idea certainly would be that you're taking a calculated risk to go and potentially to get beat up a little bit in the West in year one. And when you're 33 years old, that seems like a crazy concept, to leave the East after all these years and so many finals appearances and, not only go to the West, but go there without the kind of help you need. But, I don't know, maybe if he can't get the help right now, he looks at it and next summer brings with it the fact that wherever Kawhi goes, he'll be a free agent. There's other names, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, guys like that, guys who are going to be available. I do get the sense that his interest in LA is great enough to the point where that kind of a scenario would at least be contemplated.
If you're trying to trade for Paul George, I'm assuming you're going to have to do a sign and trade with Paul George and or Kawhi Leonard, correct?
Not so much with Paul. No, Paul, is free to go. So, Kawhi.
But he can make more money if he signs. Like he could sign for the max with Oklahoma City, and then it's if I'm Oklahoma City, I'll give you the max, but I want sign and trade, and then he's going to want the max money as well. Not many guys walk away from that.
Right. No, you're right. The financial incentive for sure is pushing them the other way.
Okay, so if you're going to trade, there's only so much you have to trade. Is LeBron going to be a sign and trade?
No, LeBron, so he's got till Thursday or the 29th, whenever that is, to decide on his player option. The sign and trade, if he was going to go that route, it would be like Chris Paul last year, where we would hear about this before July 1, meaning he would say, I'm going to opt in to that player option, and then I'm going to force you to move me somewhere else. So that's the avenue for him.
Could you see LeBron and Lonzo Ball coexisting?
I could, yeah. No, 100%. I had this moment, and I'm certainly not alone on this front, but last summer, summer league action between the Lakers and the Sixers, and you probably remember when LeBron showed up to the game. Yeah. I had the best seat in the house at the Thomas and Mack Center. I was sitting in the press row, and LeBron sat in front of myself and Howard Beck from Bleacher Report, and we ended up chatting with him a little bit. But in that moment, it was Ben Simmons was there, Lonzo Ball was on the floor. LeBron was sending all these different mixed signals, but remember he was tweeting about or Instagramming about Lonzo's shoes, and so that was when we started connecting those dots between Lonzo and LeBron. I could see them coexisting basketball-wise. I think the off-court situation with LeVar, is something we've debated for a long time. I think LeBron would have no problem handling that and making that relationship work. So, I could see that.
Yeah, we're still amazed that Lonzo Ball can't shoot free throws. Like, how can your point guard not be at least a 75% free throw shooter?
100%.
Terrible.
And that's where X's and O's wise it gets so tricky, because right now this iteration of Lonzo needs the ball in his hands. If he's going to do anything good on the floor, he's got to be touching that thing. And, we all know how much LeBron wants the ball. So he would have to evolve quickly and put his nose to the grindstone and become the kind of player the Lakers thought he was when they picked him number 2. But, he is a guy that, even for all the stuff around the edges, I think continues to have a lot of promise. I think he would work. You would need some shooters, and you would need guys who put that ball in the bucket, and need some guys who defend. But I think it could down the line be good.
What do you think happens first day of free agency?
Well, today's an interesting, and we're just getting rolling here, but today's the first little bit of clarity, and Ramona Shelburne of ESPN had reported this morning that LeBron's not going to want any of the circus-like presentations this time around that have taken place in the past. I've talked to some of LeBron's folks, and that is the case. The interesting thing, though, is it doesn't mean that he's not going to take phone calls with these teams. It doesn't mean that he might not ultimately meet with teams. It's just not going to have, that circus element to it that certainly was there in 2010. So I don't know what that means. He's taking a business approach, and so all eyes are going to be on LeBron on day one and what he is doing. Let's assume that he just does not pick up that player option for next season. He's an unrestricted free agent. From there, it's your classic case of each domino has to fall. And but with, I think, a twist this year, because really LeBron's going to be reacting to what some of those guys we already talked about are doing. And those dominoes, in whichever directions they're leaning, they're looking like they're going to fall, is, I think, going to dictate partly what he does.
I don't know if you thought about this, Sam, and I overthink things all the time or read into it, but when I saw the Cavs take Colin Sexton, I immediately thought, well, maybe he's a chip to trade to Charlotte to get Kemba Walker if they're trying to get Kemba Walker out of Charlotte.
Sure.
I don't know if there are any other deals that you saw that may lead to other deals, but that was one that kind of stood out to me.
Yeah, I mean, that makes logical sense, right? And the Kemba stuff, the Cavs are well aware. They've got to make some noise here really quick if they want to up the odds of LeBron not leaving town. And I think, honestly, if they did something like that, they'd be in the catbird seat because, I don't know exactly where LeBron is at when it comes to his view and dynamic with Dan Gilbert and whether or not that's a non-starter in terms of him returning. But it does seem that his folks are putting out the message that Cleveland is still not only in the game, but on the short list. And, a move like that would get you in a much better position. The one I wrote about the other day, too, they inquired about Kawhi Leonard. I had no traction there because the Spurs aren't helping anybody yet. But the Cavs are not any different than any of these other teams trying to impress LeBron by adding talent, making it more compelling. The Sexton thing, if you're Charlotte, that gives you a guy to turn the page with Mitch Kupchak, obviously leading the way out there. So, no, I can buy that.
I guess the Kawhi Leonard situation, I'll leave you with this, of when does it become untenable? If San Antonio is forced to trade him, that he doesn't want to stay there, what is the time frame for that when they'll know it and be willing to try to put together a deal?
Well, I think the talked about and reported aspect of this is that even if they mend fences and they get it to a place that doesn't have acrimony relationship-wise, they can offer him a 5-year, $215 million extension on July 1st. There have been things written and reported in the media that would seem to indicate that, not surprisingly, they're very, very hesitant or maybe just completely unwilling to offer that extension. So timeline-wise, if July 1 comes and goes and they don't offer that extension, the wise people are going to put this thing into hyperdrive and say, it's time for us to go. We have no interest in simply playing out this contract and letting you control his future. Yeah,
because I'm wondering how long Popovich is going to be there. Like, does that factor in at all with Kawhi Leonard?
I would assume so. I think it factors in a little bit with all these top-tier players. He's got the Team USA responsibilities. The 2020 seems to be, kind of the projected or speculated upon time-ish where we wonder if he's going to keep going.
Yeah.
Mike Finger of the San Antonio Express News does a great job, and Mike had a good column the other day painting the picture that, that people wondered after Pop's wife passed away so tragically if he was going to walk away this summer. Does he need any of this nonsense? So he's back for next year, but I think certainly it's kind of a year-by-year proposition at this point.
Sam, great stuff. Have fun this week, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Sam Amick, but he's been mispronouncing his name, so it's Sam Amick, USA Today, NBA insider. Yeah, a lot of question marks here. That's really what it comes down to. But it is, I'm curious if LeBron will go to the Lakers, even if nobody else goes to the Lakers. That's what I want to see, because I think that could be a realistic possibility. If I'm the Spurs, do I eventually begrudgingly trade Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers because they have the most to offer me? If I could get two of those younger players, the Danettes asked me, would you trade Lonzo Ball? Do you trade him to Cleveland if that was a sign and trade? Wherever, Oklahoma City, whatever the possibility. And that's really up to if LeBron wants to play with him and can make it happen. But I do think the LeVar Ball part of this equation cannot be ignored. I think it hurt LeAngelo Ball trying to get workouts. They don't want to deal with his dad. And with Lonzo, if LeBron comes to town and it doesn't go right or Lonzo's numbers are diminished, then all of a sudden, somehow LeBron gets blamed by this. But I do think that this is part of the equation. I don't know how big, but it would be for me if I'm LeBron James. But if you trade him, what are you getting in return? Can you get Kawhi Leonard? How much do we give up? And that's the key. Because if you can add a star and you don't have to give up much, okay, you're ahead of the game. But going to be an interesting week here. Interesting week coming up. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Last call for phone calls, what we learned, what's in store tomorrow. All of that coming up next. Dan Patrick Show.
Here at Podcast One, we love hearing from you. We read every tweet and comment you send our way, so don't miss your chance to take our summer listener survey. Just go to podcastone.com and click on the survey banner, or go to podcastone.com/mysurvey. It only takes a few minutes, and it gives you the opportunity to make a direct impact on your favorite shows. Tell us how you really feel, so we can get to know you better. We value your thoughts and participation, so check out the survey at podcastone.com/mysurvey, or click on the survey banner on podcastone.com.
Hey, listeners, just wanted to take a minute to thank all our great sponsors and all of you great listeners for supporting this podcast. We certainly couldn't do it without either of you. And I wanted to remind you that you can support our sponsors by going to our show page at podcastone.com, clicking on the Support This Podcast button, and there you will see all our wonderful sponsors that help make this show possible. Thank you for downloading, subscribing, and of course, supporting. And now, back to the show.
Stay tuned for 60 seconds of AP News headlines right after this podcast.
We have the perfect idea when LeBron James announces what he's going to do. Perfect idea. Absolutely perfect. Brilliant. He has a website called The Shop. So is that the barbershop thing? So Uninterrupted is the website, but The Shop is one of his shows on there. Is that correct, Paulie?
Yes, it's set in a barbershop.
So
they're
barbershop.
chopping it up.
Okay. So they're chopping it up at the shop. And LeBron is in the chair. And LeBron just looks like he's getting his hair cut. And you got your barber there. And unbeknownst to us, the barber has put, let's say, the initials LA in the back of his hair. So he's carved that into his hair. Or whatever team it's going to be. It could be Cleveland, CLE, or it could be Philly, PHI. And so all he does is the barber spins him around, and there is the big reveal, and then they spin him back around the other way, and then it fades to black. Subtle, does it on his own website, so he gets all of these people who are going to want to go and watch it, and so he doesn't have to say anything. He just is sitting there laughing, joking, talking, people around, and then the barber goes, all right, you want to see what I did? Yeah, let me see how it looks from behind. Spin, and then you got L-A right there. And then spins him back around, and LeBron goes, I like it. Boom. LeBron's on the house. Yes, Seton.
LAC?
Oh.
You roll it back, and it's like Los Angeles. It's the Lakers and Clippers. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Is it the Lakers or the Clippers with LA? Mm-hmm. But then you would do LAC, unless you wanted to keep the mystery alive just a little bit. And then, have somebody tune back in to say, all right, LA, and then to be continued. And then you have to, have people go back to the website the next day. And he just has LA or LAC. Reggie Miller thought that the Clippers had a better chance than the Lakers with LeBron. Remember when he said that? Now, their odds are like 6th on the list. I haven't had too many people who said, you know what? Clippers got a real good chance here. But I think that would be great. Paulie with a great idea. Just put LeBron in the barber shop chair. Go to the website. You get millions of people going through there traffic-wise. LeBron spins around. Ah! And then you spin him back around. And then, how do you like it? I like it. Now, hopefully he doesn't say, that's where I'm taking my talents. Like, I wouldn't suggest doing, but I would just say, have LeBron go, I like it. And then that's it. Fades to black. Ball game. How great would that announcement be? Now, would people have a problem with that? Because
how could you critique that? Because
they're going to find a way.
Like, yeah, he gave like multiple dollars to charity. 2010?
Yeah,
and that wasn't good enough.
Okay, how does Skip Bayless have a problem with this? Is really what it comes down to. If LeBron would do that, what would be the issue? Because you have to. That's usually where it all starts. Any criticism starts there. So I don't know if you'd have. I think it'd be great, but just to do something different than anybody else has. Yeah, see,
a cheap ploy to drive website traffic,
clicks.
Yeah,
Coming from somebody who does cheap tricks to get you to
modern athletes just cutting out the media, trying to take control of their narrative. It's all propaganda.
Yeah. Just proves LeBron has a problem with the media. The criticism, it's bothered him. Now he's got to, he can't go through a reporter. Like, remember Lee Jenkins did that kind of that firsthand announcement with LeBron where he ghost wrote, I think, LeBron's announcement that he was coming back to Cleveland. I think Lee Jenkins did reach out to LeBron to say, hey, can we do like a part 2? Can we do a follow-up? And LeBron is not interested in doing that this time around. Yeah, Paul.
In 2010, when LeBron decided to play for the Miami Heat, I had the odds of the team he would go to a month before he made his decision.
Okay.
The favorite was staying with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
The next favorite was the New York Knicks. The next favorite was the Brooklyn Nets, the new Brooklyn Nets. The Dallas
Really?
Yes. Dallas Mavericks were 25-1, Miami Heat 35-1, Bulls 40-1, Clippers 40-1, every other team. So in order, this is 5 weeks before his decision in 2010 where he went to the Heat. Cavs, Knicks, Nets, Mavericks, Heat. And remember the day the word came down in the afternoon, he's making his decision from the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich, which is very close to the Knicks workout facility.
Yeah.
This place went berserk. New York went berserk. They thought they had him.
Well, wasn't it Jared Dudley? Does that sound right? Who tweeted out that he's going to the Knicks? Like it became this like crazy speculation that everybody knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Yes, he.
So on that list that Paulie just read, the Knicks were 35-1 odds, right? So if you look at the current odds,
Miami was 35-1.
Oh, right. The Miami was 35-1. Right. Excuse me. Yeah, I misspoke. The Miami was 35-1, and he ended up going there. If you look at the current list now, the Clippers are at 25-1, the Knicks are 30-1, and the Heat are 40-1.
I'd still lean towards Cleveland. But, as Sam Amick was saying, that LeBron could go to the Lakers without any help from Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. That maybe that's just where he's going to be, and you'd take the hit that first year and then maybe get somebody who would want to join him there. But I don't know. I've said all along I thought he'd stay in Cleveland for one more year. Let me see. Is this Emory in Michigan? Hello?
Maury.
Oh, Maury.
It's Maury, DP. It's
okay.
Maury.
All right. Hey, Maury.
Hey, buddy. Hey, 6'2", 240. Dan, I haven't heard this floated out there, but I want to see what you think about it. What if Cleveland goes to LeBron and says, look, stay here, play your option year. We'll get Kawhi in here. You guys play together for a year. See how much you love it. And you know what? If they don't like it, they're no worse for wear, because if LeBron leaves, they're screwed anyways. And where better for the Spurs to send Kawhi but to the East? What do you think of that?
Well, it depends on what you're giving up for Kawhi. You always have to factor in. Thanks for the phone call. What is San Antonio getting out of this? We keep wanting to build these super teams, but we don't think about what these teams have to give up to get these guys. If I get Kawhi Leonard, what am I giving up? What does San Antonio want? Like Tristan Thompson? J.R. Smith? No. Colin Sexton? Okay. Are you giving up Kevin Love? I don't know what you have. You don't have assets to really give that you can go, okay, this makes sense. I don't know. San Antonio just trying to figure out what they do that they can get the most for this. And I don't know if the longer they wait, the more that somebody's going to up the ante. But if they shut down the Lakers already, then what makes you think that they're going to take their call again the next time? What did they say the first time around? And it sounds like they didn't even get a chance to say anything. They just said, no, we're not interested in trading you to the Lakers. Yeah, McLevin.
I keep looking at the package. I mean, the Celtics seem far and away the best team.
Yes.
to make a move here. Do they? So why doesn't Boston go all in on Kawhi? It seems like
they might be, but okay. First of all, I can't give up Tatum.
Right, but you give up Jaylen Brown.
I would give up Jaylen Brown and Rozier,
and they have all these,
and
picks.
They got some draft picks. But
then you have Kawhi, Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving, and Al Horford.
Yeah,
that could challenge the Warriors.
With the key being Al Horford,
of course, very good.
But you do have a lot of pieces there, and you keep him now you put him in the East, and you don't have to go against him as many times as you would in the West.
But why do I sense the Celtics are hesitant about that? Like maybe they think they can win without trading for Kawhi, and they love Jaylen Brown.
They got a good thing going. And I don't, trying to get, it's Kawhi's, it's Kyrie's team, and then I got Kawhi, and then Gordon Hayward, and then the younger guys got, so I don't know. You got a great coach to try to sort through it, but, just trying to figure out what you could get in return for Kawhi Leonard. But if he wants to go to Los Angeles, you're going to send him to Boston for 1 year, and then that's going to probably taper the deal you have and what you're going to give up, because there's no guarantee that he's going to re-sign with you. Poll update, final update there, McLovin.
Okay, what kind of sports body do you want? Swimmer actually won it, and soccer is second. People want to be skinny.
Yeah. World Cup date, Paulie?
World Cup date, Uruguay or Uruguay, depending how you want to pronounce it.
Is it Uruguay?
Oh, no.
Is it Uruguay, or Uruguay?
Is it or Ur?
I don't know. I think it's
Anyway, they're kicking Russia's ass 3-0. And then see what he got in the other one.
What about Egypt?
Saudi Arabia, Egypt tied up right now, 1-1.
Oh my gosh.
In the 88th minute.
When does it become interesting? Like really, like for keeps? Like the knockout round?
Well, that's everybody's moving to that now.
Okay.
June 30th, I believe.
June 30th is when it really gets tense.
It's around 16.
Of course. And is that the knockout round?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be great. I can't wait for that. Is there World Cup action on later today when we're in New York?
I think
2 o'clock, there's 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we won't be there in
Spain
time.
and Portugal are playing.
Ooh.
But not each other.
Oh.
Other teams.
Yeah. Because those bars would probably be a whole lot of fun to go to. I think I could have some fun there. Fritzy, what did you learn today?
I learned that you have no interest in participating in the home run derby if you were a Major League Baseball player.
No, I would not. And why not just combine the feet, how far you hit the baseball, and then tabulate it that way? I think that would be pretty cool. Paulie, what'd you learn today?
Caller Pascal in Germany unintentionally or unintentionally referenced funny people when you brought up Shoot the Glass from Die Hard. Here's how it went.
Hans, shoot the glass.
Okay, that's it. That's it. From Die Hard.
I don't know that reference, sorry.
Like Bruce Willis, the movie Die Hard?
Yeah, I know the movie, but I think I'm too young for that.
Did he trump me? Like, did he?
I don't think he knew the reference to Die Hard. He probably saw it once. Who sees Die Hard once?
Okay. But then he quoted a line from Funny People. Seton O'Connor, what'd you learn today?
Yeah, Hans. What a trip.
Pasquale. McLovin.
I learned there are other Danettes out there. We have competition.
Yeah, Steely Dan, backup singers, the Danettes. Fritzy, what did I learn today?
That we're not going to bother trying to walk the red carpet tomorrow night for the Uncle Drew premiere.
No, it's best that we don't do that. What we learned brought to you by Traeger Red, White, and Barbecue. That's what July 4th is all about. Celebrate this year with a brand new Traeger grill. Grab a grill in time for the 4th at a dealer near you by visiting TraegerGrills.com/dealers or ship one to your door by ordering on the Traeger website. Reggie Aloysius Miller Jr. III in studio tomorrow, as will Chris Webber. That'll be great. We get ready for the premiere of Uncle Drew. For Seton, Paulie, Fritzy, McLovin, yours truly, this has been The Dan Patrick Show.
Hey everyone, it's Scott Braun and Kelly Nash from MLB Network here with our new show, Baseball and Chill, exclusively on Podcast One Sportsnet.
Kick back with us each week as we cover all of the action on and off the diamond with player interviews and in-depth storyline analysis of what's happening in Major League Baseball.
Relax with us every Tuesday on Baseball and Chill right here on Podcast One. Download and subscribe to new episodes exclusively on Apple Podcasts, PodcastOne.com, and the Podcast One app. Also, rate us, leave us feedback. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would.
I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. Congressman Michael McCall, the Texas Republican who chairs the Homeland Security Committee, is looking at those photographs of children separated from their parents who crossed the border illegally, telling Fox News Sunday.
I think this is inhumane, and I think the pictures that we have seen, that's not the face of America I think that most people in this country want.
Republicans will try to push an immigration bill through the House this week that would limit the government's ability to separate children from parents crossing the border illegally. But over the weekend, the president tweeted, "We cannot allow all of these people to invade our country." Thousands of people are evacuating a Northern California neighborhood about 100 miles north of San Francisco because of wildfires.
What we're doing is attacking the fire directly on the fire's edge, trying to contain it as quickly as possible to restore normalcy and get people back into their homes as soon as possible.
CAL FIRE spokesman Jordan Mata talking to KGO-TV about the Pawnee fire. I'm Rita Foley.